him biased, but we talking about an 8-game difference between the two teams. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
8, maybe at the most 9. So if you put that to an NFL team, there's 82 games. So it's basically about a tenth of a season. You know what I'm saying? If you put that in football terms, it's like, I don't know, what, a game and a half? So because someone's a game and a half better than the team, you know, they're going to give it to Tom Brady if let's say, if the Buccaneers finish a game and a half better regular season than the New England Patriots, they're still going to give Tom Brady the MVP.
That's true.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So just because, it's an 8-game difference. And I think for them to lose the second-best player in the league, a former MVP, and Kevin Durant, nobody really expected them. We expected them maybe just limp into the playoffs. And they're playing in the Western Conference. For them to do what they're doing, for him to do what they're doing, look at his team. He's got Oladipo. Oladipo, you know, he can play above the rim, but he's not really a perimeter shooter like that. You know, he's got a bunch of makeshift guys. So I think what he's doing is definitely more important than what Harden's doing. Harden's got a bunch of shooters, and he's playing with a coach who doesn't want to shoot 3. He doesn't want to shoot 2-pointers.
Right.
Everything's a 3. So it's easy to average these double-digit assists.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? And I think the roster that he's dealing with in Houston is better than what Russell is dealing with.
Yeah, I mean, and you look at Houston and that roster, they got Ryan Anderson, who's probably one of the top 3-point shooters in basketball year in and year out, really spreading the defense around him as well. So I agree 100%. I think that's going to happen because of, like I said earlier, with that bad game that Harden had last night. It's kind of like the last thing on your mind. And the last thing on our minds about Westbrook is going for 50 in another triple-double as he passes Oscar Robertson. So I think he's going to get it.
And hitting the game winner.
Yeah, and hitting the game winner. So I think he's going to get it. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. What else have you been vibing on, man, on your show and talking about a lot? Let me ask you this. Let me get your thoughts. For people that have never heard your show, who do you think is going to win it all this year? I've been talking about it today on the show. The Cavs have been struggling. They don't seem right. Like, I think it's almost, and we probably said this last year as well, a foregone conclusion that Golden State's going to win the whole thing. What so say you?
Well, truth be told, you talk to number one Chief Rocky, he'll call me a bandwagoner, but I've been a Steph Curry fan since he was at Davidson. And I'm not a Golden State fan. I'm a Lakers fan, but I like Golden State. To me, it's a team full of underdogs. Nobody knew anything about Klay Thompson until he got to the league. Draymond Green was a low draft pick. People thought he would flame out. Steph Curry was a project. We didn't know anything about his ankles. And all of these dudes have been drafted to the team. Now they got Kevin Durant. I think they take it all. He's not – the thing about Kevin Durant, he's coming back getting like 16 points, 10 rebounds, 17 points, 8 rebounds. He doesn't have to come in and score, 20, 30 points. So when you look at Cleveland, the fact that they lost twice to the Hawks back-to-back, one of them, one of 3 teams in NBA history have blown 25-point quarter leads in the fourth quarter, and Cleveland happened to be one of them. And then the other one, they lost to a bunch of backups. So we'll see what's going on with Cleveland. I think they'll still come out of the East, but I don't know if Kevin Durant is in full stride by the time the finals come around. They're not going to lose.
Yeah. Finishing up with my man John Fisher, cooking with the microwave, patty cake microwave on the Doug Stewart Show on the Stewart Media Entertainment Network. All right, so today, you old school New York City rapper, man. Today we paying homage to the great MC Hammer. All right, so Fish, go ahead, man. What are your thoughts about Hammer? Like, when's the first time you heard him? What about his legacy? What's just your real raw opinions about MC Hammer?
We actually we like Hammer up in New York because until NWA really and Biggie Smalls like the 90s, later in the 90s, until then it was still about partying in New York. Everything is partying, so everybody liked Hammer, the dance move, the way he used to dye his hair. People were dyeing their hair like that in New York and stuff like that. So I'm definitely a fan of MC Hammer. even when he went, gospel and all of that stuff, and you got to play, we definitely supported him in New York. At least we did in Brooklyn. I don't know about everywhere else, but yeah, man, I've been waiting. Like, okay, you always talk about MC Hammer, but you never did a tribute day. Hammer wasn't no joke in the streets, man. They say he used to run up on folks.
Yeah, they said Hammer was nice with his hands. Right, he was real nice with his hands.
Yeah, man.
Don't let the dancing in the baggy parachute pants fool you. Run up on me if you want.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's interesting. So, and I think what happened is something happened. I'm looking at his Wikipedia right now. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. It says Hammer was later considered a sellout due in part to overexposure as an entertainer. Right. That's one of the crazy things. It's like black people, man. When you get big, a lot of times that's kind of like a negative. If you're mainstream, if you're commercial, we start to look at you kind of like you doing too much, which I think is sad. And it says as a result of being too commercial when rap was hardcore at one point, then his image later became increasingly gritty to once again adapt to the ever-changing landscape of rap. You remember when MC Hammer dropped the MC and just went with Hammer?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. That was a Suge Knight influence right there, man.
Right. So what that was peer pressure. And if you're young, MC Hammer, he went by MC Hammer, but later on when NWA and gangster rap and all of that stuff became prevalent, Hammer changed his whole style and went from wearing baggy parachute pants and bright colors and jerry curls and all of that to wearing all black, and he used to wear Scullies and whatnot, man. That wasn't Hammer, man. Hammer be you. Be Hammer. Right.
Oh, man.
And so they peer pressured that man, the industry peer pressured that man to try to be hard. And once again, being hard in the industry and being hard on the streets is two different things. Like I've heard many a story that MC Hammer ain't no joke in them streets of Oakland. And so he tried to change his persona, man, and that's where everything started to go downhill. I think if Hammer would have continued to be MC Hammer, the big stage productions and doing this thing, he might still be hitting today. Yeah, he might still be hitting.
Hey, no matter what you say, he wasn't going to be hitting when you got 375 ninjas on the payroll.
Right. I mean, he was going to go broke. He was going to go broke one way or the other, bro. Right. He might have been a great performer, but he was a horrible, horrible businessman. Man, you can't have your whole block up on the stage with you dancing. Like Hammer literally would have everybody from his block, everybody he went to elementary school with, everybody from his church in the background dancing. And he couldn't sustain that, man, for too long. But he had a great, great run. I mean, he had a great run. It's interesting that you say that in New York even, y'all was kind of feeling Hammer early on. We were feeling Hammer early on, and then he just started, doing too much, I guess.
Yeah, turn his mother out, man. That was my joint right there.
Yeah, good stuff.
That was my joint.
Hey, John Fisher, man, can't wait to hear you today at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Stewart Media and Entertainment, bro.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you having me on, bro.
There he is, my man, John Fisher. Patty cake, microwave on the Doug Stewart Show on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. When we get back from the break, I want to talk a little bit about Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett, man, is a little bit sensitive. We'll talk about what happened with him. Colin Kaepernick still doesn't have a job. We'll get into that story as well. And Heisman frontrunners for next year in college football. We'll get into that on the Doug Stewart Show as well. Looking in this chat room from Chief Rocker, Jersey Vern. Chief Rocker says, hell no, Doug. You wanted to throw your dog out of the house for biting you. Listen, just because you throw somebody out of your house doesn't mean you don't love them. If you're new to the show, the dog that we have at the house, Kipper, bit me. And I was trying to take him for a country ride. which means never to return. I mean, you ever heard of somebody getting put out of their house because they won't follow their parents' rules or whatever? And their dad is like, well, you got to get the hell out of my house. If you ain't going to do what I say under my roof, you got to go. Same thing with Kipper. Doesn't mean I don't love animals. It just means I was very much considering him having to go. Simple as that. Yes, sir. You got to go. You got to go. Damn right. You got to go. You can't bite the hand to feed you. Hell to the no. I'm from the country. We don't play that shit. But he survived that. My wife and kids wouldn't let me do it. Doesn't mean I don't love animals, Chief. Well, anybody else has said that. Right. I may not love animals the way that Becky down the street loves animals. But I love animals just the same. Back in 3 minutes.
I get